Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. Slurp, slurp. All right, it's a beautiful day, of course, because I'm here in this beautiful state of Georgia. It's January of 2019, and it's like spring. We're not even wearing coats. It's amazing. The world is changing. Don't fight it. Embrace it. Can you do that? All right, so I want to just bring to your attention that everything's going to change with or without you accepting it and seeing the value in it. This is a choice for you. And you are at that point in your life where you're going to have to make a decision. 2019 didn't start in one day. I already felt like we had shifted into a new reality, and the fall of 2018 I felt it. I actually was outside and thought and felt like I wasn't on the same planet. And I knew that something massive had happened. You won't be able to put your finger on it necessarily, but you're going to feel like something is different. People are different. I'm seeing a response from you very different than I did a couple of years ago. I know some of you have been with me for a few years on this channel. And you've probably seen me change and become more bold and go into spaces that I didn't before. And I have shifted from the helping you to manifest what you desire to a bigger picture of unity and oneness, peace and love. And you know, that's baby steps. I did that on purpose. I always knew that's where we had to go, but if people aren't ready for that and they're still in the, ego mindset that they have to get stuff, they're going to tune you out. So I've been bringing you down that path and you're getting it, and I've felt that. And the response has been, yes, we want more of this. We want more of a peaceful world and unity and loving each other, not just manifesting stuff. So you understand this because you know that if we go to that space, you don't have to try to manifest all these amazing things. It just comes with the package. So I want you to remember that. If you're still coming from the ego, if you shoot for the peace and compassion, all these things will fall into place for you. And then the ego will fall off and then you don't even care about it anymore. So I want to share something with you. All right, people always ask me about my makeup and my lipstick color. And as I shared with you before, I found out that what I was using, which was Chanel, amazing, amazing cosmetics, does not animal test, but they contract out work to people who do. I was wondering why they didn't have that little symbol. I had to make a decision. This is not going to be easy for you to make conscious decisions that the ego doesn't want to give up stuff. I guarantee you when you do, it's going to shift you into stuff that's amazing. I stopped using all products that are animal testing, that contracting out. So CoverGirl made a difference, and I went and found a lip color that's identical to Chanel at Whole Foods because they are making a decision to be responsible. So they are very cognizant of what their products represent, and they protect animals. So I shop there. I made a conscious decision, and so did they. Now, I want to just share something with you. This is the kind of power we wield. I don't care what their intentions are at this moment, right? At this moment in time. If a corporation is switching over to do the right thing to make money, I'm all for it. It's like Mother Teresa said. She goes, you know what? The drug dealers used to give her a lot of money. She said, that money spends, gives help just as much as any other money. And then that's a judgment too, that money's dirtier than somebody else's money who seems all pious. That's when we got to get the judgment out and say, if these people, these corporations are going to switch because we're refusing to eat the crap, eat the chemicals, wear anything or do anything that would harm animals, that would test animals, and we decide what we're going to do, we have to be responsible. That means you got to do your homework. If you're going to put something on your body or eat something or whatever, you better know what it is. Educate yourself. No excuses. Find out. I stood at Whole Foods and I asked the gal, I said, how do I know for sure? She showed me the little symbol, and I saw what the different symbols meant. So they also didn't have all the chemicals in it that I didn't realize were in makeup. I didn't realize just what was in makeup that could be negative. This is going to affect your frequency, right? Somebody just said, you know, all the stuff we put on our bodies and stuff does affect our frequency. That is by design, my friend. Those are entities, companies that don't care about that. They know damn well it's not good for us to put it on. No way they don't know. You know that. And they give it to us anyways, and we're buying it thinking that it's okay because it's approved. Approved for what? Conscious choices are required right now. In every part of your life, you're not going to clean up everything overnight. You know, you got to look and say, okay, how can I improve? And the, you know, baby steps, the food, my purchases, everything you do. Who are you? Pharmaceuticals, I hate to even say that. They're major powerful. And there's some wonderful things that come from medicine, of course. But what are you doing that's not really good for you, that a lifestyle change could improve that, right? You have to take responsibility. And right now, that's the critical focus is transformation in 2019. We're going into transformation. So I've shifted into another new reality. I'm always shifting. It's affecting every part of my life. And everything happened at once all of a sudden when I went with it and said, okay, you know, I'll go with wherever you guide me, because I'm talking to my higher entities, my higher self, which is not really a self, the higher power of which I am, that I connect to at all times, which you do too. You can always get answers by knowing. Know it in here. And even if you're going, I don't want to, just say, I know I have to do this. Half the time you go, I know I have to do this. Oh, gosh. Here we go, right? Put on the seatbelt, because guess what? It's going to happen with or without you. And then when the world goes in a direction and you're not with it, because you've been hanging on to this little comfortable, you think is comfortable. You go, I never really was happy. I wasn't happy. Most of you have said, and I feel this very strongly, that this is not my home. Absolutely not. Absolutely. I've always been uncomfortable. Most of you, I think, are feeling that. Even as a child, never felt comfortable. My own mother told me I wasn't, she didn't know who I was. She used to say, where did you come from? Like, you know, you are not my daughter, but she used to make jokes that I was dropped off on the porch. Now, no, yes, that she really did have me. I know that for sure. But if she didn't, that's okay too. The point being is that you may feel like you're the outcast, the different one, but you're not. You're not different. You're just maybe on a different path that is not congruent with the matrix. So you're going to stick out. What is it, the red pill? I think it's the red pill, right? You can't go back, honey. You can't go back. Sorry, you already have too much information. This is such an exciting time. It's going to be so exhilarating and at the same time frightening, because stuff's happening that we don't know about, because the collective is controlling that. So you got to remember, whatever you're putting in is contributing to what's going to happen on this planet. And I see amazing things. But just remember, if you don't go with that split, you will see a world that is starting to be awesome, and there's going to be some planetary changes and some other things. You're going to see some shake-ups and some things. That's part of the cleansing. And then you will say, oh my gosh, we're going into golden era, and there will be a lot of people that are going to go, I knew it. I knew this place was going to blow up, and chaos and, you know, killing each other and greed and all this. I'm trying to survive. For what? Okay, I want you to think about this. Okay. If we're one energy and we don't end, why is everybody so concerned about what's going to happen? Whenever I hear something, I go, oh, and this and that's going to happen, I go, so I'm doing my best and I'm keeping my frequency high and I'm not focused on it. All right, so if a fireball comes down and kills me, yeah, so what? We're going to struggle, but like people act like they're not going to die. I'm going to hang on to this and be a bastard and, be greedy, and so that maybe for a few years you can live miserable in greed. And think about this. how are you going to spend that limited time here? I'm like, so if we, so what? So we go. I chose to be here at this time, so did you. And if I chose to be part of something and I expire at some point, all right. I don't plan on going anywhere because I have a major mission and I chose it. I didn't have to do this. Somebody asked me, they didn't understand, because I know you guys sometimes, if you're not seeing all my videos, you don't know what I'm talking about. All right. One of my masters came to me in a dream. It was a dream, but it's one of those dreams where it's so vivid, you're like, this is a little more than just a dream. All dreams are powerful, real anyways, by the way. My master, of course, gorgeous guy in a robe. I'd say he's about late 50s. Looks a little bit like Sean Connery. In a beautiful city, a Roman city, which I've been in before in other dreams, with pools of beautiful, shallow pools of water and walkways and beautiful self-illuminated Roman buildings. This one's circular, and I was there to go into abundance. I was going to go into that room and we were going to be granted this amazing abundance. And so, because I was switching out of investment banking, and, you know, my whole thing was I wanted to live this, you know, very, you know, abundant lifestyle, like I always have, right? And not that I haven't struggled, by the way. And so I wanted to go into that, and I was like, okay, what's next for me and whatever. And, you know, focus was really on me. Even though I was in an awakened state, I was still looking to take care of me. So before I was going to go in there, we had this little ceremony where, you know, we were splashing water on ourselves and going into meditative state. And I'm like, yeah. And so, let's get to it. and so he's standing there next to me. He said, before you go in there. Uh-oh. Hold on. Sorry, had a phone call. Should have shut that down. All right, so he says, before you go in there, he says, I want to tell you two things. First of all, he had a question for me. He said, abundance, you don't, this is bizarre. I know what this means now, but he said, you don't choose it. It chooses you. I didn't know what that meant at the time. It took me years to figure this out, and I'll share that with you. Abundance and you know, all of this amazing stuff chooses you. I don't choose it. It chooses you. All right, so I'll explain that in a minute. The second thing he did is he turned me around and he said, I have a question for you. Why did you come down here to be with us? Us? What, like I'm not one of you or whatever? And I thought, probably not. And so all I saw was hills and pathways and stuff of millions and millions and millions of people just walking, or, you know, just they were busy, didn't look at us. And I looked at him like, I don't know. Tell me, you tell me. You're the master. And I touched his robe. And when I touched his robe, I got to experience what he was experiencing and how he saw us. And it was a love beyond your imagination. Love doesn't describe what we experienced. And I felt unconditional, peaceful love that I've never felt before for these people. And I realized that's what he felt for us. That's what the higher energies and the one experiences for us, who is not an individual, by the way. It's an energy, it's a power, an intelligence that we can't even name because we're always looking for some singular thing. There is no singular thing. We are the singular thing. We are it. It just resonates on different frequencies. And I got to experience that massively high frequency that sees us as perfect and beautiful. And then I woke up. So the comment that it doesn't, you know, you don't choose it, it chooses you, later on made sense. This is the 3-second manifesting video that I tell you, if you switch over here and you choose something and that you desire to manifest, you have to resonate on the same frequency as it. You cannot be this person over here wanting that. And when he said it chooses you, I realized he meant, in my opinion, that it is on a certain frequency. It will choose you when you go to that frequency. So you just don't say, hey, I'm going to have abundance, and you're not in an abundant frequency. It chooses you. In other words, it has to welcome you because you go into its existence, its reality. Does that make sense? So when you do this, that's why when you do this law of attraction, it sounds like you're bringing something to you that has no free will. I'm going to bring something to me, like, oh, okay, you know. And then, no. You simply resonate on the frequency of the thing you desire, and you become it, and it chooses you. It chooses you. You are now in alignment with it. So you don't choose something. You have to be it. So I did a video for you guys, and it's an ancient secret. No secret. It's been a secret because nobody wants us to know what kind of power we wield. No, it is done. So that's that. When you go into it, you don't have to go into some, you know, Roman temple to ask for abundance and wealth. You don't have to do that. You simply shift into it and say, okay, now, okay, I've experienced this over here. I'm going to experience this new life. You shift into it and it chooses you because now you have met up with it. Now you have come from these levels here, gone into this frequency, and it chooses and welcomes you as that frequency, and that's it. It was that simple. And I realized when you're looking, and you know, the whole 3-second manifesting, whatever you're thinking and feeling behind it, if you feel that it's something separate from you, you need to bring to you, shift in. It's the toughest thing to do, is to become that and think that way and feel the way that that person does, but you have to work on it. If you want to create that life, it's imperative you work on it every day. How do I think and feel as that person? And then you got to catch yourself and think, these thoughts have been working against my personal favor, right? Why am I thinking these things? I'm going to keep shifting over, and then you start to resonate on that higher frequency, and pretty soon you don't even have to ask for it. You're not even trying to do the 3-second manifesting. You're just saying, okay, what am I going to do next? This is what I do. I just say, okay, and then I'll write it down in my beautiful journal, and I say, I am. It's called I am. And then I say, I am, and I choose something new that I'm going to be, and that I am, and then I start to act and take the action toward that thing and that situation that I know I already am. I see it. I always see it. It's massive. And stuff has come to me that's just, for other people, would be mind-blowing. I mean, stuff that's so crazy out there. You know, a movie? I have a movie? First book? After just a few months? What's that? Everything aligned for that. And anybody else in your life who doesn't go along with it, do not rely on other people. You have to move forward and do what you need to do with integrity, with love and compassion, and you're not going to please everybody. You're going to have people that complain and tell you what you're doing is wrong or whatever. You have to go with what you know is right. All right? And you got to feel good about it. And we won't always get everything right all the time, right? We're still human beings. So start shifting into a completely different way of seeing things. And so once again, this material world is not the real world. It's the product of your world in here. This is controlling everything out there. Shift into that new reality with me. It is imperative that you do this. You ready? Sign up for my list. I hope you do my e-course. It's going to come out here shortly. And then when you sign up, you'll be the first to know, and you'll get the discounts on everything. And I think it's going to make a massive difference with people. I've spent so much time on this course, in details, taking you step by step and having you master. I think I have like maybe at least a dozen meditations and practices and exercises. I have 40-some practices for you every day to hit every little thing we take. You guys love that Give me one thing to work on. If you don't master that, I have you not go to the next thing. Master it. And if you can't get past it, at least you understand it and you know what it is and you recognize it so that you're not blocking yourself from manifesting that life. And that's the biggest issue we have. We see this out here, we're feeling it, we've been programmed, and we're believing it. We got to catch ourselves, say, it's not going to be easy. I got to pull out of this. How do I do it? I give you little things. What is the trigger? Let's get it. Let's get it in check. Switch over, and pretty soon you're expansive in over here and you're going, I just don't believe any of it anymore. Wow, cool. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious and happy. I might as well just have a playlist. All of these are advanced anyways. Sign up for my playlists. You can choose the different things. So when I hit a certain area that might be of interest to you, like the shift, or angels and messages and stuff, then you'll be notified that I posted one that talks about that. I love you so much. You are amazing. Join me, please join me. No more hate, no more anger, no more blame, no more looking at the crap out there. Just say this is part of our play. And I find it humorous. I know that sounds horrible, but I find it humorous. And by shifting into that higher frequency, you will end the abuse to children and animals and each other. Man, you took on a big challenge, so do your job because you are here. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings, my friend, and miracles to you. Do you receive that? Receive that right now. Believe it and know it because I am sending you a miracle right now. Namaste.